Had a live stream. This one or restream because OBS won't open up or whatever. I don't know why. So figured just do it with restream. Why not? Keep it simple. Keep it stupid. Why not? Hope you guys could hear me and everything. I think you should be able to. But we'll wait a second until people kind of get in. And yeah, I mean, it's hanging on by a thread here, kind of. Well, had our jump up kind of on on Bitcoin, some consolidation. We got this guy locked in, profits locked in, but we could, if we go down below, I think 34.2, I'm going to get stopped out in profit for this. But if we look at Bitcoin, if we zoom in a little bit here, and yeah, A-Dog, okay. We got it. We have life. We have life. If we zoom in a little bit here, we can go like this a little bit. Appreciate you, A-Dog. We could look at what could potentially happen next for Bitcoin. And what could happen next year? Well, let's do some volume. Fixed volume range. And let's see here. And so yeah, I mean we're playing around with the point of control, playing around with this area. It's getting choppy. It's getting choppier, which is what you typically would experience after, a big jump up or a big, drop down. A lot of consolidation. And if we zoom in maybe a little bit more, just like, I don't know, on the 5-minute here, we entered this kind of new range, back here, I guess. We can mess around with some, shorter term volume. And yeah, I mean, from there to there. So hitting off of that area. So, I mean, for those, 5-second time frame scalpers or whatever, waiting for we hit that part or another part there. Little jump ups at the 1 minute. Yeah. Reverse to 30K or below. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me too much. We are hitting traffic. When I look at, so the main thing with that, and the main thing with that is, obviously money flows pretty good in some of these time frames. This formation of price is pretty good too. So we're not seeing enough of what I want to see to like be saying that I think most likely we're going to come down. I think that ultimately, yeah, I mean, money flow is coming up there. Money flow is coming. Yeah, I don't see enough of a reason to believe just yet that we're going to come down. I mean, we do have the 2-hour bear div, but a lot of times these are like front runs. Like a lot of times people short these too early. Usually, I could be wrong, but sometimes people short these too early. Maybe you come down a little bit like you did so far, get 1 or 2 red Heiken-Ashi candles, and then you kind of reverse. So that's what we do have to keep in mind here. It wouldn't surprise me if we do hit this spiral line. Generally, a kind of boring day, which is kind of what you'd expect. So yeah, what's up, Ugo? And the thing here, we want to also look at, let's look at Ethereum. Been in kind of this range for a minute here, another 10-minute. Let's see what's brewing. Okay, messing around with that point of control right there, money flow coming out. So, kind of a more bullish formation, reverse head and shoulders, potentially jump up a little bit higher. We got to keep in mind, ETH has really shown a lot of weakness, against Bitcoin. That's what we got to realize here. And you can see that very evident on this chart, ETH versus Bitcoin right here. I don't think it's at the exact low, but potentially could make a lower low. And I think, regardless of what happens, it probably will continue to bleed. We are hitting this big point right here. But when I look at the larger time frames, like the weekly, the 2-week, trigger wave to the downside right there. And then total 2 versus Bitcoin. This is an important chart to keep an eye on because, I mean, look at, let's actually see if we could watch this thing in real time. This looks like it's in a head lower, especially on that 2-week. Money flow deep. We want to probably wait for a bullish div here and these RSIs to come more together. In the coming months, this probably will bleed against Bitcoin some more. Yeah. What's up, Plan E? Okay. Yeah, another big push, and then we'll start to come down. That's what CBZ was saying in the Discord too. I mean, that's kind of the most that's a good likelihood, I think. Especially if you look at some of these trigger waves forming 36 to 37. I do think if I had to guess is most likely kind of thing. Oh wow, A-Dog. It's been a minute. Man. Been a minute since it's like been 2 years now. Wow. Yeah, shout out to CF. But yeah. And if we kind of ultimately, I mean, okay, how would you trade this? Well, I mean, ultimately, this trigger wave, try to run that up, stop loss below one of these lows, try to get up to 36, 37. So yeah. But money flow is still good on these. So I definitely see the bullish case, especially once we get some of these green dots. The next 4-hour green dot may give you what you need, especially the 5-hour. Money flow is starting to come down in those time frames, but yeah, I mean, if I had to guess here, we'd see somewhat of a jump up. So yeah, and ETH probably will continue to bleed against Bitcoin, but the same thing for ETH. I'm not seeing enough of. I'd want to see a bear div on that 4-hour before we, kind of start to say that it's time to, time to finally come down. This could, it could hit 19 or something. Solana as well here. Total target around $40. I think it might be able to make it up there, man. I think it might be able to make it up to $40. I don't see any particular reason that we're done quite yet. I mean, you could get some more downward action in the short term, but I think $40 is, I mean, look at that money flow on the 3-day there. Wow. Hasn't been in the green for a long time. Let's see. Oh man, new entry ideas. So I mean, I added to this one the 30-minute trigger wave. I think is gonna be good. Hourly could potentially give us one if we come down. This spider line I think is going to be good, and if we draw obviously a fixed range, from kind of when we entered this area, let's take a look. If you do come down this low, 33.7 is big. Now this 33.4 is this area right here. Let's just I just want to draw a little horizontal line or something. And let's lock that. And then, yeah, what do you know? I mean, we're hitting it right now. So this could be the place. And we want to look at some of our lower. Yeah, I mean, hitting off of that trigger wave on the 30, this could be especially get that bull div on the 6-minute. If we retest this, which we might, and I mean, it's it's pretty boring right now. If you're trying to trade on the 5-second time frame, or the 30-second time frame, I mean, hitting that right there, you might. Let's see something here. Might come up a little bit more. I think you're going to bounce around a little bit in the short term. Probably not the, what's up, Crypto Grizzly? Bitcoin 2 hours is a bearish divergence. Yeah, it's a pretty textbook bearish divergence. Now, it's only on the 2 hour. We don't know how well it'll play out, based on how larger time frames look. Based on the bullish trajectory, this may only give us a little bit. It may only be like this. See how you got a little bit, and then you just jump up higher. I mean, so far you got a little bit, tiny bit, but yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, by the way, guys, if you are interested in trading, you could get the $100 bonus. We give it away to one person who deposits any amount and does one futures trade. My link, you get really good odds of getting it. Also, if you deposit a larger amount in FAIRDESK, and I believe if you deposit a larger amount, you can get the bonus, and then you could withdraw what you deposited and just play around with the bonus. And then you could withdraw profits based on that. So that could be a good idea. People don't talk about that as much. I'm pretty, if anybody knows, let me know if maybe there's a loophole. They don't let you do that anymore. But usually the bonus is you could do what you want. Usually you don't have to trade with the money you deposit. You could get that deposit bonus, which could be pretty large. I mean, depending on how much you deposit. The same goes for MEXC and PHEMEX BT and FAMEX down below as well. Let's see. A lot of big banks struggling as far as stock prices. So, yeah, I mean, we need to talk about the S&P 500. I believe this was the worst day for it of the year or something, and it's even lower in after hours. So, or not for the year, since May, I believe, down a whole percent point. Hitting, this kind of significant area. This is where price likes to stick. It probably gets some relief tomorrow or something. But in the grand scheme of things, this is not a good sign on the monthly. That 3-day doesn't look too good. That 2-day is now all in the gray for those EMAs. Weekly looks like it's going to come back into the gray. And what we want to realize here is actually, so yeah, what's interesting with this was the 10-day, especially with these moving averages, the only two times, see where they all came into the gray, was both last two recessions. Now, this was the first time we came into the gray, came right back out without really going into a recession. Basically it was a bottom signal. But if it happens again here, it absolutely could be what leads to potentially a recession, what leads to this going down farther. Let's see. Banks are struggling with, especially regional banks too. I mean, if these guys, U.S. Treasury, how much, I think obviously a very high probability, almost certain that the Fed is going to pause. Our buddy Jerome is probably going to sound a little bit more hawkish, I would guess, with oil kind of staying high for the most part. I don't know though. I think this could peak out around 5.5. And then probably that's it. I think that's kind of all that regional banks will be able to, withhold, or all that Powell's going to tolerate even. And then kind of it'll start to fade away. And then what happens? We kind of just live with inflation. And maybe what counters that is the S&P 500 coming down, as we feel more of the effects of these rate hikes. But, let's see. These new war things don't look good for macro world stuff. Real estate is too expensive. Interest rates too high. I guess they're not making money, and adds up. So yeah, I mean that's always kind of how it's been. Macro. I mean, I think that most likely the S&P 500 will come down. Most likely the Nasdaq will come down. Most likely unemployment will rise. I don't know if they're going to admit we're in a recession or whatever. It's different, but I think that you could come down and make a lower low for the S&P 500 some point early next year. You could generally stay bearish potentially into middle next year for the S&P 500. Now, for Bitcoin, I mean, I don't know. This could kind of, and the thing too, you mentioned real estate, and we've talked about this a little bit, plenty. Real estate doesn't always, especially when you have, all these freaking, what are the, BlackRock is the ETF, BlackRock, Vanguard, and what's the other one? Those ones that are basically just one company. They're going at starting the Bitcoin ETF, the spot ETF. What are they also buying? A lot of real estate. So, I mean, and real estate doesn't always go down in recessions. One, it pretty much went up while the S&P 500 crashed 50%. We know that. Interest rates, I believe, were very high during the 70s. There was a time there where interest rates were grayscale. Yeah. There was a time where interest rates were very high in the 70s. A lot of people thought real estate would go down. It didn't. Thing with real estate, I mean, you're obviously not going to get what you got in 2020 or 2021, but I think you're going to probably still get 5 to 10% a year, depending on where you are for the next 4 or 5 years, I'd be weary around 2029, 100-year anniversary of the Great Depression. My guess is that real estate will stay pretty resilient in if we do go into a recession. My guess is that commodities in general, inflationary things will stay pretty resilient. Like things that are hedges against inflation typically will stay relatively resilient. Bitcoin, gold, silver, real estate, cane sugar, cattle, you know. Um, yeah. I don't think he spoke today. He spoke the other day. He was the old, boring, kind of typical. He hasn't said anything too interesting lately. It's been kind of depressing the things he said, which is pretty funny. He's just boring lately. Um, I think it'll be the same speech that he normally gives at the FOMC meeting in 6 days or something. It's going to be a pause. December could be a hike. I almost don't think it will be a hike if the S&P 500 goes downward, and then I think we're kind of done. And then, I mean, this guy, 30-year treasury, you could go up a little bit more. I mean, I could be completely wrong here. There's people saying this is going to 10%. There's people saying 30-year mortgage rates are going to double digits. I could be absolutely wrong with this, but I don't really see this going much above 5.4 here, above this fib level. That's just my take. And what kind of strengthens that theory is the TLT as well. Bull div here as we're hitting this point. I don't really. It could go a little bit lower, it could go like the 30-year. It could go a little bit lower. Let's zoom out a little bit on the monthly. Maybe some of these lows play around $80, but I don't really think I think you're going to get that bull div, and then that's going to kind of save you. I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to handle this going much lower, or the 30-year yield going much higher. That's my opinion. I don't think we could really handle that. I think we're better off to live with high inflation. I think that's what's going to happen. You also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow X's on the weekly. You're going to get a weekly bullish div probably by December, probably within next 1 or 2 months. And oh man, we're already almost in November. It goes by quick, man. I'm getting old here. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We're gonna sort of come up, and then what happens? I think the S&P 500 could continue to go down as TLT starts to go up a bit. As the yield, 30-year yield, the yields go down, and S&P 500 probably will bottom out somewhere in early next year, early to mid next year, and yeah. But I think what will stay resilient is kind of like crypto faces. I think even oil will probably stay somewhat resilient. Um, I mean, I'm not saying that. Let's see. Let's see. Stop. What you're saying makes a lot of sense to me. My only point is eventually something got to give. At least it looks like maybe the start of my sooner than we think. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the biggest. So when we look at, I think the biggest thing that's going to get hit hard here is basically the U.S. economy. And if we look at what is it, gold versus SPX? I mean, let's just look at. It's getting a big jump right now. Trigger wave. Oh my God, this looks so good. Trigger wave on the monthly here, right about there. Bam. See that trigger wave up. Gold looks good. Gold looks good, guys. I think that the biggest things that are probably going to get hit here are the things that did so well during the last day. What did so well from 2011 to 2022, or to when we peaked out in 2021? It was NASDAQ stocks. It was the S&P 500. You know what I mean? Those were the things that did the best. Real estate didn't start doing good until okay, to be honest, the bottom was in 2011, but we didn't really see much in real estate until really the money printer went on. You know what I mean? So that I still think has a way to go. Do I hold any real estate currently? I don't, but I'm working on getting something right now. We'll see. Obviously, not going to go into too much detail, but I do think if you're thinking gold, what should I buy? Real estate? Should I buy gold and silver? Should I buy oil? Oil typically does start to dump once you get into the recession. I would probably be more inclined to get into either real estate or gold and silver. I think gold and silver, well, Bitcoin, obviously, I'd be inclined to get into. I mean, if you're DCAing, obviously, I think buying at 34K, if you wait a few years, most likely it's going to be higher than it is now. Real estate, it depends what you do with it. It depends where you buy. There's just so many variables. we all know if you're going to buy something in Manhattan or something in LA, or well, LA not anymore, never mind, but somewhere, let's say somewhere in a really hot spot, usually it tends to do better. There's more, passive income opportunities with that. In the way things rise up. But yeah, I mean, I think the hedges against inflation are going to kind of. I mean, my bet is that you're not going to see the Fed really succeed in getting inflation low enough for a while. That's what I would say. Um, I mean, it's going to be diversified. I think gold and silver is good. I think Bitcoin's good. I mean, gold and silver, Bitcoin, real estate. Like if that's that would be probably the most diversified, like safest portfolio right now. I would say, I mean, this is going to sound a little, you're missing out on compound interest, but when I look at the S&P 500, I just don't think that's, I wouldn't, I don't know. Like, I think that's probably going to get hit the hardest. When you really factor in inflation, everything, I think that's going to get hit the hardest. Could be wrong. US dollar, I mean, showing a little bit of strength here. The Dixie is showing strength. If this does continue forward, I do think that S&P 500 will get hit hard. I would say this, is converse or inverse to probably the S&P 500 even more so than it is inverse to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is, as this came up, Bitcoin also came up for, some of this. So that's kind of what we have to look at there. It's possible this could keep going up while Bitcoin comes up farther, while the S&P 500 dumps. So, in terms of, like altcoins and stuff, I think they could come up a little bit farther, but keep in mind, a lot of them keep bleeding against Bitcoin. I probably wouldn't be touching altcoins for another month or two, potentially. You could start DCing in now. I'm starting to mess with ETH a little bit, but when I look at these charts, I'm happy I haven't messed with ETH, and I was just messing with Bitcoin for, a lot of this bear market. I mean, you could kind of argue, are we in a bull market? Are we in a bear market? It's not really the right question to be asking, because that could change very quickly. But man, see how we do at this level. Kind of head and shoulder type thing potentially forming, where it's probably going to be choppy for a bit longer. Yeah, a bit more boring here. I wanted to look at, so there's a few altcoins I wanted to take a look at. I want to look at Matic. Matic, so let's take a look here. Bull div on the, 75 cents would be a decent target. This looks good. Money flow coming. So some of these got a little, especially Bitcoin going up to 37K. Some of these are probably going to run a little bit. This could be a good this could be, just thinking, if you're trying to long this up to that could be a pretty good risk reward ratio. I don't know if you're going to make it that high though, but I think you might. I think you probably might. Matic's a good one. Matic's a good one to keep an eye on right now. Matic. YouTube for a nice laggy bounce, probably. Yeah. That's more of a reverse head and shoulder type thing. Weird how we had this wick down in Coinbase, but yeah. I mean, hopefully ETH bounces a little bit too. I'm long, or Bitcoin, I'm long on it. Matic, I think, is pretty good. You probably gotta. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna make it that high, but you probably could get up to like 68 cents or more. Because you broke up there, and then yeah. Let's see. So it was Matic. There's a few other. Cardano. I mean, money flow. Yeah, similar to Matic. I mean, you are hitting some. That is a freaking, yeah. It's not a true like bearish div, I guess. It's not a true bear div, but I mean that's kind of a bearish formation there. But I do think you might be able to come up farther here. You could probably get up to 32 cents or something potentially. maybe a 30 at least. I'm thinking these could come up more. '70s was the last decade, yeah. Economically, yes. I mean, after that, '50s and '60s are so good. Yeah, you were due for something to happen. Man, let's take a look here. So render. I feel like this one I wouldn't mess with. I don't know. I feel like there's better things to mess with right now. It'll probably go up there though. It'll probably go up farther. Maybe back up to these levels. 240 or something. Yeah. Mm. So let's take a look. See here. So 2-day kind of bull div thing. Money flow coming up. Keep on keeping up. What's up, Savage Trades? Yeah, dot looks good. This has been brewing for a while. I mean, dot looks good. Let's see where we could end up. I mean, you got that point. You may be able to get up to $5 here potentially. I mean, if it's not, if you can't, 455, I think is very likely. $5, I think. Yeah, I mean, this is another one where, especially if you're already long on this, but yeah. Yeah, it's just the thing. What happens after $5? That's what we don't know here. Yeah, are we entering that new kind of bull run? Some things on Bitcoin kind of do support that, which is interesting. I mean, especially on I think the 2-week right now, like it's just like, wow. I mean, money flow kind of coming up, potential crossover right there. Like, oof. Look at what happened there. I want to look at let's just take a look at the Bitstamp chart because I have more data here. Or all-time history. Yeah, that's what we want to look at. Yeah, I mean, imagine if it's more like, so you had that crossover October 5th. Yeah, we're basically right there. That's what's interesting. And then, yeah, I mean, it's like this. You're basically going to be headed up for a while, man. You're going to be headed up for a long time. And a lot of people are going to make a lot of money if that's going to be the case. I mean, I just want to see something here. Like, okay, it's not really. Because if he did, that's more the one people would want to do. So it's not really, yeah, diminished returns. If you didn't have diminished returns, that's how you would get up to 200 or 300K here. But in the last bull run, but yeah, I mean, look, I mean, every time it's happened, that money flow crossover from red to green, you kind of had something good. So, I mean, I bought all the Bitcoin I wanted to buy for the next bull run so far. So happy about that. But stopped around July. So yeah. Mm. Savage Trades. Man, I don't know you. I gotta check you out. Savage Trades. Oh, okay. Mark Dutch. Hmm. Yeah, jump right there. 30-minute. Hopefully we get a little bit more. Patience is what it is. So patience is what it is. For the freebie, I'm probably gonna Casper's. Okay. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, this jump right there. Yeah, I think we're gonna get more unless we lose this area. But it's a bullish formation. I mean, it's generally a bullish formation. Break upward from here. I mean, I would I would be looking at this area 36 to 37. I think is going to be the big kind of place. Um, I know 37 people talked about. Yeah, pretty wild. Let's get some of the fun ones. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even this looks like it has more upside potential, man. Like a lot of these kind of look bottomy. Like, I mean, it's possible. This would make sense in terms of where a lot of them would bottom unless we see more downside in early next year. But yeah, I mean, a lot of them did bottom during the pandemic. Trying to think here. That's ApeCoin. Oh, we got to look at PayPay. That's a nice jump up. Now you're just hitting such major traffic. I mean, I don't know if I'd be going long on PayPay right there. Yeah. I mean, what do we look? If we're looking for a trade right now, if we want to have some fun here, I mean, let's see. Are we hitting anything on ETH? So trigger wave to the upside as we're hitting this area. Yeah, I'd be going long. If I were to do something, I would, yeah, this is kind of obvious, the trade you want to make here. I'd try to long this up to this area. Who wants to see me do it? Who wants to see me do it? Yeah, yeah. If you guys have, if we could do that. Normally I'm too nice. I do everything for free, but whenever you guys give super checks chats, I always, look at the individual coins. But yeah, kind of reverse head and shoulder type thing. I mean, it kind of looks like if I was to mess with this, yeah, I would think I would take the trigger waves, trade this up a little bit. Let's see something here. Yeah, try to go up a little bit. Oh, what would our 0.5% down? Have some fun with it. We could risk a little bit here. Let's see. We can mess a little bit with this. I mean, we're 0.5%. We could do pretty high leverage. I'm not gonna go too crazy though. I don't even. Oh man, let's just do a little. Throw some pennies around. I just want to see what the we just stop at like 17.98, and it might get stopped out. This is a little bit fun for the stream. That's not 8. That's 8.9. We're not. What am I looking at here? 17.78. Yeah. Okay, $300. Okay, not bad. We'll risk that for the stream. And then we want to. Our technical target. Usually, you want to take these at the technical target, which is not going to be too far away from where we are. That's going to be around up here. Not a good risk reward ratio, but 17.93. And by the way, I don't know. Close long. And by the way, guys, if you do want to trade, if you guys do want to trade, check out FAIRDESK. Pretty good, especially no KYC, no VPN. We do only with my link. We do the $100. We do the $100 giveaway every week. Also, there is the trading bonus. What I like to do a lot of times is what I've done back in the day when I had more time on my hands. deposit an amount in the account, get the bonus, then you withdraw the amount you deposited and just trade with the bonus, and then you can withdraw. Profits from that, which is a fun thing to do. I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of transaction fees and stuff moving around Bitcoin or moving around Tether, but yeah. Um, hmm, MBF, what's up, man? What's up, man? So yeah, hopefully we do well with this little guy right here. Oh, the other thing too we want to check here is probably our, yeah, in that point right there. I mean, we're scalping on the 1 minute. If we make this a little bit farther here, that's, yeah, 17.95. That would be a pretty good risk reward ratio too. If you're betting like I did, yeah. If you're like now upon further inspection, if you're trying to go like this, like move this guy over, kind of like this, kind of like that. It's still an awful risk reward ratio. Jeez, yeah, that's not terrible. Yeah, I mean it's just ping pong. I mean up down, up down. Jeez, everybody's hitting me up right now. Okay, so the MEXC, oh man, I think we just, Ellen, I think we just ended that. Yeah, anyone, Savage Trades, anyone could use FAIRDESK without a VPN right now, as far as I know. I believe we just ended the MEXC deal thing, but because I forget why they were like, "Well, we're giving away, we're losing money over, we did too many of these." That's what they told me. So I think that just ended. But if you did like deposit, in MEXC, and if you did deposit in MEXC, um, I'll give you like if you open a support ticket with your UID, I will give you a free month in the Holdo Empire Discord. Um, but the FAIRDESK promo is still going on right now. So yeah, hopefully in a few weeks I could get you guys another MEXC promo. Like no hard feelings. I know other YouTubers are still at the MEXC promo or whatever. It's because like they gave away so many for me. They're like, well, we're losing money. No hard feelings if you use somebody else's link for that. So yeah, and then kind of the trigger wave, up there. Link it. Oh yeah, I forgot about Link. Link did jump up a lot. I mean, yeah, I mean it did jump up quite a bit. You're hitting, $11. I mean, your technical target out of this is insane if you do get there. I mean, this is the most this thing has done in a long time, man, in a long time. So yeah. How, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would say, other than trading, this looks pretty good. I mean, DCA now until pre-halving looks pretty good. I think for the alts, I just want to wait till this comes down a little bit more. I know Link is one of the few that's been outperforming Bitcoin. This looks freaking good too on the weekly. I mean, man, it looks like this is like the scene in freaking, The Big Short, where Brad Pitt's like saying, like, if we're right about this, we're gonna be rich, but everybody else is screwed. But yeah, I keep my link on Celsius, so I'm good. I'm just kidding. That will be interesting too. Once that's gonna unlock too. But yeah, man. I mean, it's you already up probably what 100%. You're up over 100%, but still, you got more room potentially. 15, $16 maybe. I kind of like how Matic looks a little bit better though. But yeah. Hmm. This guy's not doing too bad. Um, Hmm. Come on. Come on. You got this, big guy. You got this. Ethereum. Evan. Ethereum. Aldo. So yeah. The Dixie. The Yixie. Oh yeah, thanks, Savage Trades. Yeah, FAIRDESK is pretty good. I like it. I haven't had a problem with it. It's a good option, especially for not needing to use no VPN. You can't really do like long and short at the same time on Bitcoin, but I use um I use a different exchange. You could use MEXC, use Prime XPT, FEMEX. There's a lot of different crap. Move around the funds. We don't want no FTX stuff. He the man. The apparently he cut his hair, but he's gonna he's gonna testify. Trump testified today too, I think. Um, MEXC, I believe you can. I usually don't because I just open different crap on different exchanges, but I think you can on MEXC. I think you definitely can on FEMEX. Why am I like this is a brain block? I should know this. You definitely. I used to do it a lot in BitGet back in the when we were allowed to use BitGet, but yeah. Okay, maybe you can now on FAIRDESK. Maybe you can. I'm just thinking. They might have changed it. He might have big Tom Crown might have Bitcoin on there, and he's using the Bitcoin perpetual in one trade. That was back in the day what you had to do with Bybit. Oh yeah, let's look at Fetch. Or fetch.ai. Man. Yeah, it looks like a lot of other things, man. Not looking bad. You got a trigger whip. I mean, looks good. Yeah. Reverse head and shoulder type formation. Let's do a title target. Let's see. Neckline's about there. Oh man, this is exciting. I mean, you're probably gonna get to 34 or 35 cents potentially. This is a promising one. I mean, I haven't researched any of this crap extensively, but any of these small caps extensively, but I think it's got some good fundamentals. Yeah, man. Fetch. Fetch, I've heard. Fetch is probably one of the best AI ones as far as I know, but I'm not an expert by any means on AI cryptos. Um, Weekly, okay, 10-day trigger weekly. Um, Weekly kind of, yeah. Um, let's see here. Money, shit, yeah, that. LQTY. That was the one Landicore was talking about. I'm like, Landicore, are you looking at LGBTQ coin? LQT. Yeah, XRP looks good too. True. That could, yeah. You probably could get up to 65 cents here potentially. Um, mm, oh, this is so new. Is that when it came out? Jeez. This is tough to do TA on. You probably will get a little bit higher up to 230. I don't know. After that, that's tough. This is tough to do TA on. This, if you're buying this, it's on fundamentals. You're not buying this shit on. You're not buying this based on TA. I don't think it looks good. I mean, the money flow looks good in a 3-day. Um, mm, that's yeah. Gal looks pretty good. I mean, if you do break upward from here, okay, pumpamentals. Okay, that's good. Gala could potentially make it up to this area. I would guess around uh 19, 20 cents. Man, a lot of these could keep it looks like they could keep going. I mean, unless it rejects from here. Yeah, a lot of these look decent. Mm, it's like a soul. Um Soul, yeah, we looked at it earlier. I think you could potentially get up to 40, $40. You are hitting a little bit of traffic right here, 33. I don't see any reason to believe that this is gonna, um, crap itself anytime soon. So yeah, yeah. We looked at Wink. We can want to look at some of the. I mean, this really craps itself, and then it looks good now though. Whew. Yeah, you probably could get up to $1.30 or something. Jeez, I don't know what the. This is gonna be the weirdest thing if the freaking if the SPY continues to nuke while crypto goes up. Like, geez, we're in some weird times. But yeah. Oh, we hit our first. Okay, the first take profit. We probably should. I just want to close this out. Um, minus 300. Why not hitting that point? Little scalp. So yeah. Every week, Laser. Yeah. What's up, Nightshade? You're coming in at the end, but yeah. Spy gains getting moved into crypto. Probably not a bad idea. I would say. Spy gains moved into gold. Not a bad idea. One bit. Look, I mean, I think inflation hedges are going to do really well over the next few years. I mean, Bitcoin, gold, silver, probably real estate too. Oil, maybe, but I don't know if that's going to be as good. And commodities, they'll probably still be kind of strong. Um, but gold, silver, Bitcoin, like the Robert Kiyosaki thing, is probably the golden thing right there in terms of odds of doing well. But yeah. Oh, let's look at Bitcoin a little bit more. Yeah, now we got our trigger wave we were talking about. Probably, yeah, I mean, so you come up higher. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. Like, look, I mean, probably we're going to come up higher for Bitcoin ETH. Probably we're going to come up higher for most of these altcoins. Don't end up like little Tommy, though. I think Tommy's around the 50 right now. But when he gets to the 20 and the 10, that could be could be around when Powell speaks. Don't forget, these things could pop up quick. So, yeah, I mean, that's that. I think Bitcoin's going to 40K. Probably not. I think that's pretty unlikely. At least not this week. I could see 36 or 37. 40K, probably not. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's about it. Check out the Discord. We give a lot of these setups in advance. A lot of good stuff there. Me, CBZ, Lanacore, KMAC. Check out FAIRDESK, MEXC, both great exchanges. The other ones down below are the other ones I used to, FEMEX, PREMEX BT. FAIRDESK has the best promo right now. Let's check it out down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I got a free DCA course. Talks about a lot of basic stuff in terms of like when to buy Bitcoin versus alts and all that. And there's a premium kind of trading course. And yeah, that's about it. And then we do one-on-one sessions with me and my analysts in the Discord. They do one-on-ones as well. Links down below. So always appreciate you guys. I'll be back on tomorrow, hopefully. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye.